I always think it's so interesting when people come into the gym and they have no clue who I am. And then I tell them that I'm the coach. Having cerebral palsy, I don't know anything different. There are certain things in life that you have no control over, but this is part of who I am and I can't change it. So why am I going to fight it?
"29-year-old Steph has cerebral palsy, but she hasn't let her condition stop her love of CrossFit and even running her own gym.
May 3rd of 2012 is the first day I ever stepped into a CrossFit gym. And to think that 7 years has gone by and so much has happened in that time frame is beyond ridiculous to me. I think I've just always been the type of person that if I want something, I'm gonna go after it. And now I'm able to freely move as though I'm on a treadmill. It took me about a year into my CrossFit experience to realize that I wanted to be a trainer. And then I took about another year to be able to get my certification. The first time I ever really thought that I was a good coach or would consider myself a good coach was when I taught somebody how to jump rope. It was a movement that I will never be able to do in my entire life. And the fact that I was able to coach somebody how to do that is absolutely awesome. I will forever be grateful for CrossFit and everything that it's helped me grow into.
Steph was born 3 months premature, weighing just 1 pound 15 ounces. Shortly after her birth, Steph was diagnosed with cerebral palsy.
So cerebral palsy, the way that I describe it to people, because it's a neurological condition, right? The brain is not necessarily talking to all of the muscles or the nervous system at the same time. So cognitively, everything is fine and great, and I feel very lucky to be able to have all the abilities I do, but physically things are a little bit different. So my CP actually affects both sides of my body, but it affects mainly the lower half of my body. Arms all the way out in front of you as far as possible. Having cerebral palsy, I don't know anything different, right? So it's not like my life changed overnight. I've had to adapt my whole life and make this normal. There are certain things in life that you have no control over, but this is part of who I am and I can't change it. That's my ultimate goal, to help people realize that this is my norm. It's not gonna change. Ty and I met on Tinder, October 31st, 2015. So I swiped right, and so did he. I remember, quite honestly, I had given up on dating at the time. And in the past, I hadn't always been honest with my profile. I would kind of hide the fact that I had cerebral palsy or that I used crutches, used a wheelchair. And I remember I signed up for Tinder. I made a conscious effort to be my authentic self.
Through pictures, she would just her pictures were out there with using crutches and all that kind of stuff. It was cool, it was different. But when we actually started communicating, she was very optimistic and very passionate about what she did.
One of the things I asked him first was, does it bother you that I have cerebral palsy? Would it bother you that I used a wheelchair or used crutches? And his answer was, would it bother you if I was pigeon-toed? And I was like, no. And he's like, okay, and we moved on. Give me a kiss. 5 months into our relationship, he actually found my cancer. And he actually helped save my life. And we didn't know at the time that it was definitely cancer, but we had an idea.
In May 2016, doctors diagnosed Steph with Hodgkin's lymphoma, a cancer of the lymphatic system. The couple moved to New York so Steph could start her chemotherapy.
It wasn't a sacrifice. Like, everyone wants to hear that this was like, I don't know, some crazy selfless act on my part to, just drop everything and go, but that's not the case. We had a lot of fun. Even like in New York, we made the most of it. That whole thing of like, when life gives you lemons, it's true. Like, get up and go do something.
Oh my goodness, if it wasn't for Ty, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have beat cancer as fast as I did. His love and his support, man, we made chemo fun. We made cancer fun. With him by my side and the fact that we were doing it as a team, I was cancer-free in 7 weeks. And I think that's pretty powerful.
After 29 weeks of cancer treatment, Steph went into remission. 2 weeks later, the couple moved to North Carolina to fulfill Steph's dream of owning a gym.
Hammer-driven fitness is my dream. Hammer-driven fitness is my new home. And hammer-driven fitness is a place where people change their lives.
I saw her competing in a CrossFit competition as an adaptive athlete, and so from then I started to follow her. When I saw that Steph had opened up the gym here, decided to come to her because I knew that if anybody could get me back into the gym again and work around my injuries, I knew it was going to be Steph that could do it.
When I first thought about having a trainer with a disability, I kind of put in the mindset of how will they coach me.
He's going to extend his arms all the way to the ring.
Steph changed my perspective of disabilities just by not even focusing on the chair. Like when we're here, she's not in the chair, she's just Steph.
We're all starting on our deadlifts. Go to your barbells. Stand and press. Yes. Beautiful. You got it. I like it. Very good. I was supposed to be dead when I was born, and then I was supposed to be dead after cancer, and now I'm not. So like, let me go and live my life. And so for me, it was more about like making the most out of what I'm gonna do after. And this is the product of that. That's, as a whole, what it is. I never in a million years thought that that logo would be on that wall and that I would be in here changing people's lives every day.